Okay, so in this video I want to talk about the comparison with how my tattoo looks when it was new, before it was healed, and when the tattoo is healed on my skin, to show you as some kind of comparison of if you have darker skin tone and what can happen if you have, example, three different colors. Obviously, color to color will give a different result, and different skin tone will give different showcase of that result. So this video is just gonna be three different colors. It's gonna be lime green, magenta, and turquoise blue. And so I say in other videos, is that turquoise blue is a dark version of turquoise blue. Then you have tropical teal, that is a light version of turquoise blue, and lime green obviously is a different version of lime green, but it's lime green, turquoise blue. Electric raspberry is a medium magenta. It's not the lightest, not the darkest. It's the medium. And so there's three colors. Okay, so we start with the new. When there's new, you can see first of all, you see the differences with the turquoise blue. You see that the turquoise blue is much brighter when it was new, and it's much darker when it's healed. And the same thing if you look at the magenta on the new one, and then you look at magenta on the healed one. You see a huge differences with the color, volume of the nuance of the color. The color is much more like, on the new one, much more purplish, like a purpley, reddish purpley, and on the healed one is much more like reddish pinkish, more red and pink. So that is interesting. That we have from purple almost all the way to almost from purple all the way almost to pink, but not pink but red. So that happens if you have darker skin tone. If you take, for example, magenta, and you put it on dark skin, the healing result will be a different thing comparable when the tattoo is new. So that is also a good thing to know that many colors will change of two different way. One thing is that to change the color because they mix with other color in your skin, and the second one is that the color gets darker, or third one is that the color gets lighter. So you have four different things that can happen. One of them is the color can change. The other one that the color gets darker, and the third one is that the color gets lighter on your skin. So that is the three things that you have to know about that will happen. And yeah, so you see that. And also the other thing I think maybe people sometimes think about is the sun and sunlight. But you have to remember, this tattoo, this one, was done in September and living in a European country that in September, the summer, the sun is not so strong, and all the time when I have this tattoo I always have a thing over it so protect it, so it's not in the summer. And that is the same. So that is the thing here, that so it's not the sunlight so will make the tattoo darker or different coloring. Is your skin tone. So the skin is the main source for the color will have different result. And I can say it right away. I can say that, for example, purple is a color is not so good color, because if you take normal purple will have a very, for me, especially for me, a very very quick result of healing very badly. Because first, purple you see on the skin when you have done the tattoo, you see this purple really well. But for me, like 1 day later, the purple was like really toned down on the skin. So this some color is, I think purple is the first color ever that have that bad result on my skin was purple. So if you like this, if you want you like things that is purplish, the thing maybe I can recommend is red violet. And but the problem here is that that the biggest problem of them all is that if in so few uh, picture of different dark and different brown skin tones that have like different version of magenta or red violet, like healed one and new one side by side to show really what happened when the red violet healed, because I cannot say exactly because I only have tried one remember, one type of magenta, electric raspberry. I have no idea how the other version of magenta will work on different dark skin tone or brown, different version of brown skin tone after like year comparison. And so that is a big problem, because it's one thing to see a picture, it's one thing to see a video, it's one thing, but this is a different story when you have to show side by side. I only can show my tattoo on my skin, but my skin is not the only skin that is brown. There's many different versions of brown, many versions of black skin tones. So it's not. I don't know. It is maybe this video not really helping all the kind of people with brown skin tones, because we are so different in the skin tones. For example, if I live in a country where we have much stronger sunlight, for example, in South America, or maybe in Brazil or in Mexico, South and Central America, is a huge differences with this kind of countries with the strong sunlight. Is very warm on the skin. My skin totally change when I am out in the sun in the summer, and that is in Europe, in Sweden. It's a huge story if you are in Brazil or in Mexico or in Africa in the summer. The skin is going to be totally different, and so that is also a huge thing. Is one thing is where you live, with how dark your color get, and the other thing is how light the color is. But it's not just only that, because it's also your skin, your undertone in the skin that will change the color from bad to good. If you have darker skin types, and I think because so few tattoo artists have pictures of healed picture and new picture of the same tattoo side by side, that means that many people do not know really when they get the tattoo. They don't know what they can suspect, because of so much. We need more should be more information about this kind of thing. And because I can only speak about the information, I only can say from the I can only say because the color I have tried and see what works for me and works not for me, and do not works or not work. I cannot speak how it works for you. Every person is different how a color work. So I think so this is, for example, how electric raspberry will look when it's new, and here is electric raspberry when it's healed, and then the other one is turquoise, and you see how much different turquoise blue is comparison with the new one and healed one. And is the skin tone make it much more darker than when it was new on the skin. And so that is maybe one indicationer that if you have darker skin tone, and the Turco Blue will have a huge, much more darker than is on my skin tone. And that is that is one thing, if that you see a step by step darker, is that the more darker some colors will get much darker on the skin, and it's harder to see what the color is. You can still see the tattoo. It's maybe harder to see what color that tattoo was from the beginning to the end, and this kind of thing. So that is, I think, is a huge important sense that we see more comparison with healed tattoo on people with darker skin tone than just see the picture, because it's not really helping. I think that is, for me, is like when you see a picture on in a magazine or on internet, you see often you see the new tattoo. You don't see the tattoo when the scabs have fallen off and everything have healed. Especially on people with darker skin tone, it's very rare to see that, and you especially have to see what different type of color, because if you only see one color, for example green, and that is also a problem. The problem there is that what green have that person on the skin? Is it lime green? Is it graphic green? Is it jungle green? Is it grass green? What kind of green? And obviously green is different because you have different name and different version of the green. Maybe like, for example, if you say graphic green, is the other name for it is like light lime green, and then you have dark lime green that have more, is more like more natural, just normal green, but with little less yellow in it. And graphic green is much more yellow. So maybe if, for example, if you have tried yellow and yellow was bad, maybe light lime green, like graphic green, will have a very bad, will not be as good if you just try darker lime green, because it's more green than and yellow in that version comparable to the other version of this color. And that is just a speculation. And remember that something like, I'm just sometimes a big speculator, speculate with different things that will have the result. And yeah, so is and the other thing is that, yeah, so you have different version with the color. For example, if you say green, then it's so many different green, so it's different. For example, if you say turquoise blue, you have two different. Especially if you go only to Ink Eternal, then you only have two different types of turquoise blue. Turquoise blue, the dark one, and tropical teal, the light one. And that is the same for example, red. We have many different red, and then you have pink, and you have different version of pink, and the same for and then you obviously have purple. It's many different versions of purple. But so I heard from different people, and from my own experience is that purple do not work on my skin, and dark purple do not work. Is okay, like this. Purple is the worst color ever I have tried of all of my tattoos. It's the worst. It's even worse, much worse than yellow. Yellow is better than purple. I can say purple is the worst of them all. I do not suspect so bad result of purple, because first of all, I don't know. It was the first time ever I used a tattoo with many different colors: green, red, orange, purple, uh, and yellow. So this is the first time ever I have and there was normal light purple, and that is the thing here is that um, is also there was also my it was my mistake because I should originally I should take like red violet, but because I don't take I took the wrong color in that sense. That there is a reason why I do this kind of video, to help in some sense you to know that if you have to be very very careful when you choose a colors, because if many people say that, for example, purple and yellow or maybe blue, these three colors are the bad ones if you have darker skin tones, maybe you should be more careful with that colors, because maybe that will have a very bad result. For me personally, purple was a really really bad. So maybe red violet is a better choice for normal purple. I don't know, because I have not tried red violet yet, so I don't know if red violet is going to be huge differences comparable to normal purple. I can just say the only thing I have tried is that it's not close to red violet, because red violet is light purple and red. The other one is that try dark purple and red, and that makes not so much difference. You see dark purple much better, and normal purple on dark skin, especially for me. But it's not. You cannot, if you compare it with other color, for example, green, or red, or turquoise blue, then the dark purple is lesser good than these two colors, green, turquoise blue. And maybe so that is also the thing, is maybe because it's turquoise blue, and turquoise blue is a mixture with green and blue and some yellow, then you maybe you give a much better result of that color comparable if you just have blue, normal blue, or for example. So maybe it's that if you have, maybe it's like, maybe the reason why many people get red violets and have dark skin is because red violet is it may be more red in it than purple, and you get a much more warmer version of purple. And maybe because the red is very good on dark skin. For example, I know that red works really well, especially on my skin, because I have a tattoo in 9 years, and it's red and black, and it still looks good after 9 years. And so maybe that is for example, a reason why red violet can be good. But I don't know if red violet is better than just electric raspberry, if you like that, because it's the same family of color. But I think magenta is much more to the pinkish side, with more pinkish. Then red violet is much more closer to the reddish purplish side. So you have like two different versions, two different. You have the same coin with two different faces on the coin, and that is the same thing with magenta. Obviously, different version of magenta will give you a different result comparable, and this kind of thing. And so that is the whole thing, is that the comparison with how, for example, my skin, how the heel tattoo and heel of the same tattoo, the new and the healed, how they look comparison side by side, like 6 months later, comparable, and this kind of thing. So that shows in some sense what maybe if you have darker skin, what will happen if you have, for example, electric raspberry or turquoise. You have dark turquoise blue and you have lime green, dark lime green, not the light one but the dark lime green, and really show what's happened with the whole result of that comparison. And so that can also help in the future. Maybe the more people who get tattoos, and the more tattoo shops that open up in different countries around the world, especially maybe the tattoo study, like maybe in Africa or in India or in India, or because you have or in South America, especially in Brazil, that you have so huge diversity of people, like people with light or dark or white skin tones, and the more people can get tattoos there from professional tattoo artists, they will then the more people will see, oh, okay, this person after 9 years, okay, he have, for example, just graphic green, or the other one 9 years have lime green, dark version of graphic green, so it's a light version of lime green, and to very show that case for, because the more country with more diverse skin types will also make tattoo industry more diverse and much more developed, because if you only have one type of clients with light skin, and then you never will evolve. The more skin tones, the more difficult you will have, the more harder work, the more training, and because it's a huge other level to make tattoos on darker skin tones and make them look good for a long time, with colors and black and gray and just one color and so on. And that is a huge importance for development. And because tattooing is so mainstream thing now for one kind of group of people, and I don't say that because I want to be like negative. Absolutely not. I don't want to be negative. It's just that there's more people who have light skin tones that are more showcasing with tattoos than comparable people with darker skin tones showcasing with tattoos. And it's not that the darker or brown skin tone people cannot get tattoos. Absolutely not. They can absolutely get different kinds of tattoos, styles, but it's more harder to get different colors. You can have some colors, but some color you cannot have because that color will not work. For example, purple, and if purple do not work on my skin, and this you have to remember, I live in Europe, in Sweden, and this tattoo with the first time I used purple was in the winter. It was not in the summer. It was not in the September, in autumn, or in. It was in the winter, like 1 month before. That was the same month before Christmas. And it was in the winter in Europe. We live in Europe, in Sweden, not Spain or France, nor Italy, Sweden. In the winter, and it was a place when on my what's the name in English? I don't remember. It's on the leg, not the leg, but the lower. The tattoo was on the lower, and it was a place when you always have the pants over it, so no sunlight, not in the winter, not in the summer, so always protected. So that's what I mean. It's not the sun. If you have clothing always over it, then it's your skin. So that means that purple will not work. So probably you have to have a lighter skin tone than me for purple to work good. And you have to remember, purple disappeared quickly on my skin. It was not like 1 month or it was like 1 day or 2 days, then purple was gone. So purple, like light purple was gone, and this kind of thing. So that is a huge important to know, that is that you have to if you want purple and you then maybe I say maybe now red violet is the way, but uh, you have to find a picture with a person with similar skin tone as your skin tone with that color you want to really know when it's a healed picture and a new picture side by side. Because if you only see one picture, that will not help. And you have to know that I look around so much for different colors, like side by side, and because we only have one type of dark people with dark skin, which on showcase you don't show diversity of darker skin type or brown skin type. You only give one type of a picture. You don't give, for example, now I only show my skin. That means that there is much more people with lighter brown than me or darker brown than me, darker brown, and obviously that same colors, like some charcoal blue, lime green, and magenta, electric raspberry, will show a different result of the healed and the new one comparison with the different nuance of the background and so on the skin. And that is a huge importance, because if you just talks about colors but you don't have very very much diversity of healed tattoos and unhealed tattoo for the same client side by side, obviously year by year also give a different result how old the tattoo is and this kind of thing, and so on. So that is obviously a huge thing, I think. So, and there's also that some people don't want to show their tattoo if the tattoo go bad, or some tattoo people are afraid because they don't want to show their tattoo because they're afraid that maybe their tattoo will be copied. And I understand that, like some tattoos that is very popular or mainstream or looks very good will be copied of some people because they want that tattoo. I don't copy tattoos because I like to have my own tattoos, but I understand. I don't, okay, like this. I understand why people copy a tattoo, but this is wrong. I think that is really really bad. You should never copy a tattoo. That is very bad. And this kind of is very bad because you should think for yourself. When you get a tattoo, you should think, like, for the person to have a very cool tattoo, think for a very long time how to get that tattoo and all the placement on the body. And I can say like this: it's not easy to think out a unique tattoo because it's much more easier to just look on the Pinterest and then you find a very cool tattoo right away, then you just copy it, and that is the easy way to get a tattoo. It's the easiest way, but it's bad. It's really 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 bad, and for me, I think absolutely tattoo copying should be illegal. That you get a fine if you do it, because it's somebody other person's work to have done that tattoo and this kind of thing. But that's just one thing. But the whole thing the thing I really mean talks about in this video is that we have so few information of different version of brown or different version of black skin types with color tattoos that are healed and new ones side by side to showcasing how old the tattoo is and this kind of thing. Because I think that it's very important, this kind of thing, and so on. Yeah, that is one thing of the whole difficult panorama of things, is that, yeah, that is one thing. And obviously the other thing is also how you take a picture of a tattoo. Like for example, you have to be very very good background lighting to give a good picture, because if you show a picture on your arm and then you show a picture um, with a mobile phone or a camera, uh, so it's maybe a better like a Nikon camera, like a very good camera, you always will have a different result with the good camera comparable if you have like a mobile phone. Like for example, if you have a National Geographic camera, then you take picture for National Geographic. It's different how you take picture with mobile phone, and that is the reason why you still have National Geographic's cameras in this for National Geographic, even if you have really really good mobile phone cameras. So even if Nikon, like the magazine, still can afford like a trademark mobile phones, they still use a camera because that camera is better and the best. Okay, if you like this, you have the best mobile phone camera that you can buy in 2020. Then you have the best Nikon camera you can buy in 2020, the best one, the newest upgrade of Nikon, absolutely the newest one. The Nikon camera still will be better than the best mobile phone camera of all of the mobile phones that is new in 2020. So that is also the thing. For example, if somebody take a picture of my tattoo, this tattoo, like, and then you take a picture with my mobile phone, my tattoo, it's gonna be a huge differences. So that is also a problem, that you have to have a good camera and good background lighting to give a good, to show the good picture of the show a good picture of that tattoo. And many tattoo artists and many people don't have that luxury with like good like a photographic light and a Nikon camera or other good, very very good cameras. So that is a problem. So maybe it's easier to take picture of people with light skin than is to take picture, especially on color on tattoos, with people with darker skin tone or brown skin tone. So maybe there is a reason why you don't have so many people on the with dark skin type with on the tattoo portfolios, because of this kind of thing. Because that also the thing I want to say in this video is I think it's very important, is reason why tattoo artists do not have, many tattoo artists do not have people with darker or black skin tone in the tattoo portfolio, is not because they are bad people. It's the reason why it's very hard, and I can say it for myself, it's extremely hard to take a good picture on brown or dark skin tone, because I have tried so many times on all of my tattoos to try to take good picture, and you have to do it again and again and again and again and again, and it's not looks good. You never have a good picture when you put out, like, on Facebook, or you put your tattoo out on Reddit or Instagram. You never give a good a good picture that should really show a good accuracy of that tattoo, comparison if you see it with your own eye, not from a camera or a mobile lens, and this kind of thing. So that is also a thing. Is a very difficult thing to do, to have a good to get good picture, and the darker skin is and so on. It's hard. It's much more harder to take picture, especially when you talk about tattoos, especially on color tattoo, and this kind of thing, because it's very shiny and this kind of thing. So it's extremely hard if you don't have good lighting, light, and this kind of thing, to really show this kind of thing. And I can show you where. I mean, if you like, okay, we go out from this, and then I take my camera, and I can show. Okay, then we have like this. Okay, do you see the tattoo now? You see the huge differences of the color under the light, comparable when the tattoo was not under the light and the tattoos. This is the old one, and it looks much more comparison with the other one. Like this, you see this one looks really dark because it's not so much light on it when the picture is taken, and so, and here is the same tattoo, same day, on just under the lamp, and you see the differences of the color. It's much more clear turquoise blue, and it's a healed 100% healed tattoo, and just under the light. So that is the thing here, that maybe some tattoos will look darker on the skin because the camera on the mobile phone or other cameras from different other machines will have a darker or lighter picturing with this kind of thing, and so that is also a very important thing. So that will, yeah, for it's exactly the same tattoo, exactly. It's not 1 month later this picture is taken. It's the same day. I promise you, it's the same day. These two, this like this this tattoo was taken the same day. This one. So now zoom in on. You see how much difference it is. You see, okay. So if we go, do like this instead. We go in here to pictures. No. And we take. Sorry for that. Okay, we close this one. Then we show this one. Take this one, this, and then we take this one. Screenshot. Screenshots. And sorry for that. Okay, here. And we show them side by side. We take this like this, and then we look this, and like this. Okay. The upper one is the healed one. The under one is the tattoo. When the same tattoo comparison is one is healed and one is not healed, and you see the differences when it's under the light and when it's fresh, and you see it's much more brighter under the light, comparable if you take a picture, like you can see here, a picture not under the light. Okay, you see that the color gets much darker without any extra light, and then you have the picture when it was right under the lamp. And this one, you see the same tattoo, the same day, darker, lighter. Yeah, so that is the thing here, is that a camera with a good light can give a very good picture, comparable when the camera is not so good. will give a lesser good coloring of this. But that is not the whole thing. It's still a different color comparable with when the tattoo was new and healed. You still see differences. When the smudge looks like much more like blueberries when it was before it was healed, and much more like a raspberry when it was healed on the skin, and this kind of thing. So yeah, that is everything I really want to say in this video, is that a camera can give the camera will make a huge differences, and what kind of darker or brown skin tone you have will also make a difference. So you have two things that will change, but the most important thing is that obviously the skin tone. For the skin tone is absolutely the most important when you have this kind of thing. So that is very important to think about, is that you look at, if you see a person with lighter skin tone than you, and you have darker skin tone, you have to understand that maybe that color will not look as good on your skin, because it's a huge difference, because it's much more, it's hard, the color will get much darker, the other type, or much muddier up. So you really need to look around on the internet, and you have to really find a different contrast, and ask your tattoo artist, and if that person have tattooed many people with different dark skin or brown skin type, and to have, if they have any pictures with healed pictures or unhealed pictures. For that is a very huge thing, because you have to really see a comparison side by side, and not just one picture of one type of dark skin. You have to see many different versions of dark skin or brown skin types to find out the accurate way to really know, okay, this color will work, okay, this color will not work, because this color will look like that, will be that muddier up, and this kind of thing. Yeah, so it's a huge journey to go to know what works or not work, and this kind of thing. So yeah, that is everything I want to say. Yeah, bye.